this public meeting is being held electronically due to the ongoing pandemic, and it's our goal to be able to meet in person in a couple of weeks. This agenda was published on Friday, February 12th, with instructions for the public to participate. So with that, roll call, Deb.
Jody,
Here.
Harley,
Here.
Mike,
Here.
Rodney,
Here.
Brooke, Don.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Thank you. I entertain a motion then to approve the agenda for the regular city council meeting.
So moved.
Second, Jody.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Across the mayor's desk, as we know, this is Brooke's last meeting, or she'll be leaving after this. So again, I just want to thank her for everything that she's done and her commitment to the city of Algona. I've appreciated her contributions to the council and certainly wish her well in the future. And we are needing to fill Brooke's at-large position. So those Algona residents who are out there listening and who would like to be a part of this exciting team who I feel is moving Algona forward, please submit your name and a statement of interest in appointment to the City Hall by the end of the workday on Tuesday, February the 23rd. And if anyone out there has any questions, certainly feel free to give us a call at City Hall or reach out to any city council member that they might know. So anyone else, any council members have anything?
This is Brooke. I somehow missed roll. My phone, I couldn't get on as an attendee, so I'm letting you know I'm here.
Okay,
you, Brooke.
thank you very much. And yeah, just want to say again, I appreciate everything that you've done and your support of me as being mayor.
You bet, anytime.
We wish you well.
You too.
Thank you. With that, then we'll move an update from the city administrator.
All right. So I apologize, Brooke. I did not grant you access, so that's why you couldn't get in on that.
Shame on you.
Just for those that are listening in or attending the video conference, just a reminder in terms of ways to participate. If they're during the public comment period, or if there's an agenda item that you wish to speak on, you can do so by clicking the raise your hand button if you're joining by video conference, or if you're joining by phone, pressing *9, and that will indicate that you wish to speak, and we will unmute you when it's time for the public portion. Our plan is for the next council meeting, March 1st, you have that be in person. We are planning to have an option for persons to still be able to join electronically, but we plan to move back to having that in person.
Okay, anything else, Jacob?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 7, this is the citizens' opportunity to address the council with items that are not on the agenda. Is there any citizen there who would like to speak?
No one is indicating they'd wish to speak.
Okay. With that, then we'll move to agenda item number 8, which is the consent agenda. That includes the minutes from our February 1st council meeting and the February 8th special session that we had. Approving the bills to be paid this cycle. Approve a Class C liquor license for Billy Joe's. Approve the department reports as well as the minutes from the various boards and commissions that have met, and approve Jacob's administrator's report.
Move to approve.
This is Don, I second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Under new business agenda, item number 9, this is a resolution involving the North Main Street reconstruction project.
So this is for an amendment to the professional services agreement the city has with Bolton and Mink. That agreement was to do the preliminary and final design for the street project. Now that it's been let and a contract awarded, the next step of the contract is construction administration services, and that's basically overseeing the construction of the project. So this is a resolution approving an amendment to that agreement with Bolton and Mink. The estimated cost for construction services is $136,500.
This is Rodney. Motion to approve.
This is Jody. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 10, this is a resolution involving the South Moore Street and Snap-on Drive improvements.
Last July, we approved an agreement with Bolton and Mink to do design services for South Moore and Snap-on Drive. Those projects were together in a joint contract, as the intent is to bid those projects together and hopefully get some better per unit pricing. As we start looking at the industrial park and development of that to the east, and getting those lots shovel ready, we'd like to amend that contract to basically include the initial design and grade for those 7 lots, which will be able to get accessed by Snap-on Drive. So when that road is constructed, we can at least have the utility stub through there, as well as kind of the initial grade and dirt work done. So when a developer or a builder comes in and is ready to go, we've got that at a point where it lines up in terms of the infrastructure and the height in order to access the street that we're going to be building. So the proposed agreement to do that, basically phase 1 of the industrial park, all the design as well as for that would be $208,400. And then the intent is that element of the project will also be included when we go to bid this project here in March or April.
Jacob, this is Brooke, and the intent of doing that is to hopefully get a lower price on the development, right? Of those lots.
Correct. Yeah, this is work that's going to have to get done eventually. So yeah, it's just we can wrap it into one larger project and get it all done at once. It will be ready sooner, as well as a lower per unit cost.
Perfect.
Mhm.
I move to approve.
This is Don, I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 11 is a resolution approving bond council engagement agreement.
So for our upcoming borrowing, which we discussed in the work session, but I'll just recap for those that might be listening in that weren't attending that. On tonight's agenda, we've got 2 different bond council engagements, one for Series 2021A and the other for Series 2021B. Whenever we go to sell bonds, there is a litany of legal work that needs to be done. So we have used Allers and Cooney in the past for our bond counsel services. They prepare all the notices for us, do all that legal work, make sure we're complying with what we're saying we're using the funds for, and actually everything lining up correctly. So for Series 2021A, this is a resolution approving basically an agreement to provide bond counsel services with Allers and Cooney. The estimated cost for Series 2021A is $20,300.
Motion to approve. This is Rodney.
Second by Mike.
Say, we need a second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 12 is a resolution regarding a public hearing for 2021A.
So for the 2021A loan series, we're actually going to have 3 different public hearings that we're going to be setting. I'll just kind of do an overview of all of them at this point. So item number 12 is a resolution not to exceed $7,365,000 general obligation loan note for an essential corporate purpose. Within this essential corporate purpose includes the airport hangar extension, the fire truck purchase, borrowing for, and then all of the street reconstruction and mill and overlay and other street improvements. In resolution number 13, it is to set a public hearing for not to exceed $1.9 million in general obligation loan notes for essential corporate purpose for an urban renewal loan. So these will be the street constructions of Finn Drive and Snap-on Drive, as the city intends to use TIF, tax increment financing, through the urban renewal powers to fund those projects. And then the third resolution regarding 2021A is to set a public hearing not to exceed $300,000 on GO-owned loan note for a general corporate purpose. And the one general corporate purpose item that we have in the 2021A series is the proposed downtown parking lot reconstruction. So it is all within the same loan. It's just within these essential corporate purpose urban renewal, and then general corporate purpose. We're essentially setting of that 2021A series, it will not exceed this amount. If you add those all up, it's more than what we're planning to borrow for. So we obviously won't be hitting this number on all of them, but it's just of that 2021 series. This portion of the project will not exceed this amount. So number 12 is for setting a public hearing for not to exceed $7,365,000 essential corporate purpose for Series 2021A. And that hearing, all the hearings would be set for March 1st at 5 p.m. in the City Hall Council chambers.
So do we want to just have one motion for all 3 of these, or do we need to do them individually?
We should do them individually.
Okay. So a motion then for agenda item number 12 for a public hearing.
So moved. This is Don.
This is Jody. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. So then a motion for agenda item number 13.
This is Brooke. Move to approve.
Rodney, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. And agenda item number 14, then a motion to approve that public hearing.
Don, I move to approve.
Okay, Rodney, second.
Here we have a motion by Don, second by Rodney. Any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 15, and this is a resolution approving the bond council for 2021B.
So this series is an essential corporate purpose urban renewal bond. It's being used to refinance the industrial park land just because of its use. It's taxable, at least at the federal level, so that's why it's in its own category. So this resolution is approving bond counsel services with Allers and Cooney for this proposed borrowing, and the estimated service fee is expected not to exceed $7,200.
Move to approve.
Second by Mike.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 16 is a resolution regarding a public hearing for GO fund refunding capital loan notes.
So same as the 2021A series, the public hearing would be on March 1st, 2021 at 5 p.m. in City Hall Council Chambers.
This is Rodney. Motion to approve the public hearing.
This is Jody, second.
Here we have a motion by Rodney, a second by Jody. Is there any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 17 is a resolution approving Wellmark Foundation grant application.
Josh has been working on, for the Parks and Rec Department, a grant application to the Wellmark Foundation for the Central Park improvements. The grant request is for $100,000 and would go towards the reconstruction of the skate park, one of the basketball courts, fencing, sidewalk connections, and then related improvements. Our current cost estimate for that project, let me find it here, is we're looking at, with contingency about $360,000. If that's 15% contingency, we are right now a little over 300,000. So right now in our budget, we've got 250,000 in loss going towards it. So with this grant, we'd be able to fund the entire project through that 250 from lost as well as the grant. So applications are due on the 17th. And so yeah, more or less just authorizes the submission of the grant application.
Move to
This is
approve. I
Jody.
think it's a good idea.
I agree. I'll second. This is Jody.
Okay, we have a motion by Harley, a second by Jody. Is there any discussion?
Just good luck.
Yeah, it will be nice to have some improvements there at Central Park. I agree, certainly. Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Agenda item number 18 is a resolution accepting the contract for the cemetery shop.
So we had requested bids for the cemetery shop addition, which is basically adding a garage stall with a higher door to fit equipment that's used out there. The estimated pre-bid cost was $85,000. We did mail to several local contractors as well as some area larger general contractors requesting bids. We only received one bid. The amount, it was from Holland Contracting of Forest City for the base amount of $79,000 with an option for spray foam walls insulation for additional $3,000. The contractor would like to order the materials sooner than later to lock in the pricing. So they have asked us to go ahead and approve this. You know, based on the bidding that we did and the feedback that we heard from local contractors, I mean, it's good news that they're busy, but you always like to get, you know, obviously multiple bids, but you know, they're sealed bids and it's, you know, below, a little bit below of what we were expecting it to come in at. So we don't think there'd be any advantage and likely a disadvantage if we were to look at rebidding this. So the recommendation is to, the resolution is to accept the bid and award the contract to Holland Contracting for an amount not to exceed $82,000. And this project would take place in next fiscal year, but gives them the confidence to go ahead and order the materials while they can lock in pricing.
Now I see this one has a spray foam option there. Is the rest of the building foamed, insulated or not?
I don't believe it is, Harley, but this addition is going to be separate from the rest of the building. So it'd be nice to have it a little more insulated than the older part of the building.
Yeah, well, I thought, you know, another 3,000, if that insulate the rest of it while they're there, that might not be a bad option. That would put us right at the engineer's estimate.
I can check with Holland tomorrow and see what they would charge us to spray foam the rest of the building and blow insulation in the roof of the older part.
If, you know, if they think that it's worthwhile, you know, that's, we want to make sure we're doing it for a reason.
Yeah, I'll give Greg a call tomorrow and see what he has to say.
Barb, do you think there's no insulation in that existing building right now?
I have no idea. That John would almost have to answer that, and I don't know if he's on the line or not.
Okay, John, if I know.
This is Kurt. Yes, it has to be insulated some. I don't know to what extent because it's heated. So I would guess that some of it was insulated.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I can't imagine it being heated and not insulated at all. So.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Kurt. Okay, so we need a motion then to accept this resolution.
Well, my question is, do we want to amend it to not to exceed 85,000 in case they can do the spray foam and the rest of it, like Harley was talking about?
Yeah, I think that's something we could leave at your discretion because, you know, if it's something that's needed, if maybe some additional insulation or if it's not needed at all, we'll just leave it at the lower number. But yeah, I would say let's approve. I'd make a motion to approve the amended agenda, or amended item not to exceed 85,000.
Okay.
This is Jody. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Harley and a second by Jody. Is there any other further discussion? Okay, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item 19 is a resolution approving the payment for the water resource restoration project.
So this one might jog your memory a bit. This project's been closed for a while, but this is for the Moore Street parking lot out at Threads. City Council closed that project and accepted it back in 2019. In summer of 2020, we were informed by the project engineer that the fourth pay application was not paid. And we think what probably happened is that was submitted the same day as the final pay application. And so we just approved the final, and the four got lost in there. We went back through our records because it was kind of odd that we were hearing about this a year later. But indeed, we did not approve or pay that fourth pay application. Kind of coincidentally, this was something we'd actually been wanting to talk. We'd been reached out to the project engineer on this project with concern about the 4 trees that were planted as part of the project. And ultimately, this last year in 2020, we pulled and replaced those. So after discussing with the contractor of the $8,021.21 that is owed for pay application number 4, the Larson Contracting has agreed to reduce that amount by $2,000, which we think is fair and adequate to cover what we were concerned about. And so the resolution, even though the project is already closed and accepted, kind of opens it back up and authorize or directs the city clerk to make a payment of $6,021.21 to Larson Contracting to remedy the pay app number 4.
Do we know why the trees didn't survive? I mean, in the original plan,
Yes.
they were supposed to have plenty of water and not be drowned out if they got too much.
So,
Oh, go
Kurt,
ahead.
you were there when they got pulled.
Yes, we had our, at the time, our district forester lady was there and was here. And we had her go down with us and look at them. And what had happened was when they planted them, it was root ball was what it came at. And it was in kind of a wire basket with burlap around the wire basket. Well, whoever installed them did not remove the wire basket or the burlap sack around the wire basket. So they lived as long as what that soil was, and then they just basically ran out of nutrients. So basically it was a very, very poor job of installing. So.
Okay, well, it's good to hear there was a reason that has been determined, so.
Exactly.
Hopefully the new ones won't. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
very happy it worked out that we hadn't totally paid them too. So
That too, yes.
worked out for the best.
Yep.
Well, I'd move to approve this resolution then.
This is Don, I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Harley and a second by Don. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 20. This is to approve a pay app regarding the library renovation project.
So this is pay application number 2 that's loading here. Submitted by Henkel Construction for the, there we go, library project. The total amount of this pay application is $250,474.32. The balance to finish the project, including retainage, is then $1,028,321.22. The project architect has reviewed and recommends payment.
Move to approve. By Mike.
Second by Rodney.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? One question that I have, Jacob, will that number 9, the balance, will that be paid also in installments in the next few months, or are we looking at paying one lump sum of $1 million?
So I would imagine that now, we're in the full swing of construction. We'll be getting one of these pay apps once a month. So I'd imagine here one in probably March, April, and May.
Okay.
And then maybe June. And then the retainage, the way that works is basically just 5% of what's due on each pay app. Just gets held back to make sure before the project's closed and final payment made that the city is, accepts the project. And so I would imagine, that $1 million will get paid out here over the next 4 to 5 months.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other discussion? We have a motion and a second then. Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item number 21, this is authorizing the ordering of a dump truck.
So we've for next year's proposed budget, we have a dump replacement of one of the city's dump trucks in there. It's really an item that we already deferred it once because of COVID, and we really don't want to can't defer it again, more or less. But in order to get it ordered here and prepped to be ready for next winter, we have to order it more or less now. So Kurt, Barb, do you guys want to discuss the bids and kind of what we're looking at for a timeline?
All I can tell you is dump trucks right now are 10 to 11 months out. Kurt contacted 3 dealers asking for bids. We did finally get the Freightliner. I have not been in the office to actually look at the bid for the Freightliner. We did get a bid from Fox International and North Central International. I believe, Kurt, correct me if I'm wrong, the bid from the one in Mason City, the international dealer in Mason City, was a lesser truck, and it was not a Henderson box. Everything we have in the street department right now is Henderson equipment. If we went to a Chris Steele, like I believe it's International in Mason City is quoting, we would have to start buying all new parts, et cetera, to interact with the Chris Steele box and such. Kurt, I'll turn it over to you if you got anything else to add.
Yeah. I talked to the international guy in Spencer, and he informed me that the Fox International from Spencer just recently bought the International in Mason City. So that international bid is really just one bid, which is the international one in Spencer. And that's the one that does have Henderson equipment, and that's kind of what we prefer. We have had the Chris Steele stuff, and it ended up being Monroe plows and Monroe sander. And we had not had very good luck with Monroe plows. So we kind of eliminated that right off the get-go just because it was a safety issue with them. The one from Spencer did say, and he said, not 100% for sure, just depends on when we order, but the one from Spencer, the international from Spencer, would be a delivery date of August 1st of next year, which is, I think, probably as soon as we're going to get anything. And then the bids from the Freightliner, he kind of bid 2 different engines, a Detroit engine and a Cummins engine. And there is not a whole lot of difference between the two. I need to get back to him and talk a little bit more. I believe he was saying that the Detroit engine is a lot better engine than the Cummins, and it just happens to be a little bit cheaper too. But he is using Henderson equipment also, basically the same bid on both International and Freightliner is the same exact stuff and the same exact price. So really the only difference is the trucks or the chassis part of it.
And I'll just throw my opinion in. An International is a much better truck, in my belief, than a Freightliner. And also the delivery of the International for August 1st, that's just delivery of the truck. It still needs to go to Henderson to have all the equipment put on and the dump box put on. So we're still looking probably December before we get a dump truck.
Which kind of enhances why we're kind of trying to get it on the giddy up and go. We always like to get trucks before we have to throw a sander on, throw a plow on, and fill up the sander and go beat them on snow. Try and get at least some decent running mileage just by themselves, and kind of do a little nicer break in than what it would be right away banging on snow drifts. So yeah, either way, we're going to be kind of touching that touch and go thing of trying to get good miles on them.
Okay.
And I believe that all of these, I can't remember what we budgeted, but I think all of these bids are under what we budgeted, so it's all kind of a good thing. So
Do we do a trade-in at all, or do we sell the old trucks ourselves?
our trade-in, we're getting prices. AMU wants our old truck, so we're getting prices. I've got a $25,000 bid from, or what Fox International and Spencer thinks it's worth, 23 to 25, and I still have to get back to the Freightliner guy and see what he has not sent us, so I got to get a price back. But they want it, and they just want fair market value for it, which is probably absolutely more than we would be getting in trade-in, and probably we in the past have done like a sealed bid, and then whoever bids the highest in these sealed bids would get it. But AMU has kind of touched base with us the last couple of years. They're in need of a new truck to them, and they're really looking at ours, wanting it pretty bad. So they said that they would meet about any price. So
I honestly
within
think
reason.
that the $25,000 is pretty realistic for the shape that the truck is in. What we've been asking the dealers for is, what could you sell this truck for? And Fox International said $25,000.
So after all
Okay,
that conversation, we're looking, you would prefer the Fox International one?
Well,
Yes,
we
I
got to
would.
do a little bit. We got to do a little bit more checking on it. I know the operator is thinking maybe Freightliner, and there is a few more options on the Freightliner that might make it more appealing. But what we've only had one International. Our latest truck was International, and all the rest of them have been Freightliners. And depending on what class of truck, but we have had really good luck with Freightliners. I mean, we really have. So it probably, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like Dodge, Chevy, Ford. Everybody kind of has their own little ditty on what they'd like. Yeah, I don't know. We're still kind of playing with those numbers, but once again, all of those bids are underneath what we budgeted. So we're all kind of talking to maybe operator a little bit too, of what he would prefer. So
I guess, Rodney, maybe what we're looking for is a motion of not to exceed $155,000 or $156,000.
Yeah, what we have budgeted, kind of not to exceed.
Right.
Yep.
Just so in the current year budget, We had $165,000 in there for a dump truck. When we were looking at COVID and kind of what we could maybe defer, the truck was deferred at that point. And then in the proposed budget for next year, right now, we have $175,000 planned in there. So we would obviously update that to reflect this amount, but yeah, it is well under what we were kind of budgeting.
So if I made a motion, I would just make a motion that we do not exceed 156,000. I see we have 155, 587, all the rest look like they come under it
That should work.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, then I'd make a motion that we continue authorize ordering of a dump truck not to exceed $156,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Rodney and a second by Harley. Is there any other discussion? So the actual, whether we have a Freightliner or another brand, we'll leave then to Barb and Kurt's discretion. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, to the experts. That's not me.
Okay. Okay. Any other discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Well, and
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Harley.
everybody knows this is more, it would be a dump truck, a dump body, a sander, a snow
Yeah.
plow, and the whole 9 yards. So that will be even one more sander than what we have now. So we're trying to outfit all of our equipment and be as versatile as we can. And hopefully we get to the point where everybody's got a sander on and we can go do our own thing. So.
Good. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 22, consider some applications for urban revitalization tax exemptions.
There's 4 applications. One for the residences at 307 East North, one at 322 South Smith, which were two new constructions this past year. And then there's also a commercial and a residential for 201 East State. This one, we still need to kind of consult with the assessor on how they're going to evaluate it. Approval of these applications require both the city and the county assessor, but the assessor is the one that ultimately makes the final call. This is the White Barn Picket Fence building. The building permit was pulled as one project, and the way our ordinance reads, its applications are due the following year after the project is completed. So we're still trying to understand exactly how that applies to this one, but this at least allows us to move forward. If council were to approve it, to move forward with that discussion, just because the applications are due to the county assessor no later than March 1st of this year. So on that one, we still have to kind of talk through some details, but they're the ones that make that final determination. So that one, we'll see how it plays out, but more or less, yeah, the recommendation is to approve all 4.
Motion to approve.
Second by Mike.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Rodney,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. We've had several of these tax exemptions in the last year since I've been mayor, and just a little FYI, the Fort Dodge Messenger featured Algona in their progress edition in yesterday's paper. And so these are just examples of the continuing momentum that I feel that we have in our community. Lots of good things happening here. So agenda item number 23, Jacob.
Yeah, appointment of the Planning and Zoning Commission. This item was not included on the posted agenda, so there's no item to consider. We had added it late and realized we didn't update the posting, so there's no action to take on this item.
Okay.
But we're still looking for commission members that hopefully we'll be able to appoint at the next meeting.
Okay. Very good. Okay, with that, then I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved by Brooke.
This is Don, I second.
Yeah, motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brooke.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
Brooke.
Thanks, Brooke.
Thanks again, Brooke.
You bet.